What's going on, diecast enthusiasts? How's everybody doing today? Hope everyone's doing very well. I'm doing very well. Thank you guys very much for asking. Um, I'm doing this video a little bit differently. I think it's kind of important. Let's talk about something. I guess I got some stories to tell you. A story about a young kid growing up in the 90s, and his favorite cartoon back then was the Mutant Ninja Turtles. And speaking of which, we got this drag bus here. It's the Ninja Turtles, right? Anyways, this one day, his mother brought him a Ninja Turtles lunchbox. He thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Thought that, it's just awesome. Like he's going to have so many friends and going to be popular. And it's the beginning of like the first grade. And so he goes to school with this Ninja Turtles lunchbox, and all the kids started making fun of him because Ninja Turtles were for babies. Now, remind you, these are first graders. These are really, really, young kids, and they were calling this kid with a Ninja Turtles lunchbox a baby. Well, that day he went home, cried and said he didn't like the lunchbox anymore and didn't want to talk about it, and all the kids made fun of him. And Power Rangers was the coolest thing. So now the kid had to go home, tell his mom he didn't like the lunchbox, and that child was me. And I can't imagine what that must have been like for my mother to have her son say, I got picked on and I don't like the lunchbox that you bought me. And that kind of hurt. I mean, children are cruel. So I got a different lunchbox. I got a Power Rangers lunchbox, and then all the kids accepted me. And then after Power Rangers, it was Pokemon. And after Pokemon, it was Crazy Bones and Pogs and Tech Decks and PlayStation 2s and Xbox. And well, what I'm trying to get to is that the fads, the trends, they end. And I don't know, it's nice to have these nice things. I looked high and low for this one, and this one I got lucky. Those are good scores for me, and I don't throw this in anyone's face. I don't go, hey, I've got this and you don't have that, so you're not cool. I have some other top dollar items that are worth way more than these two combined. And what I mean by combined is like resale value. That one's like $30. This one's like $30. But I have cars that are worth a lot more than $30 that I searched for high and low. And let me tell you another story. I was 13, and I've been collecting these. I've been collecting Hot Wheels cars ever since I was a kid. This is my favorite monster truck. I don't care what it looks like. This thing has been through so much with me when I was a kid. This thing has seen some, it's won a lot of monster truck rallies. It's crushed countless Hot Wheels cars. This thing was well loved. Do you know how old this thing is? This thing is friggin' old. It's probably just as old as me. And I was 13, and I had a collection of my Hot Wheels cars. I had a small room growing up, so I didn't have a lot of space to display these cars. And what I would do is I'd put them on the ground, and so I had all my cars lined up like this. Everything had a battle buddy. Everything had a friend, and every car had a friend. And I would display them on the ground like this. I had shoe boxes behind them that were like garages and everything else. And so I had these cars on the floor because I didn't have enough room, and I would display them just like this. They all had a battle buddy. They all were paired up, and they all had a friend. Well, apparently I had a friend, or what I thought was my friend, and we went up to my room to look for a basketball or a baseball, a tennis ball, or I don't know, I think it was a basketball. And he saw these cars on the ground, and he goes, "You still play with Hot Wheels cars? Oh, dude, they're toy cars. Like, oh, they're for little kids, man. Like, you know, that's so stupid. You know, you play with these cars. He made fun of me the entire day. And I remember telling him, you know, right before he left, like, you know, don't tell anybody about the Hot Wheels cars. Don't say anything, you know. And he goes, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not going to say anything. And the next day, we're in the lunchroom. I sit down at the lunch table. One of the kids made a joke about how the lunch lady will give you a Hot Wheels car if you go and buy a lunch. Or, you know, they just started making fun of me. And then half the other table heard that I played with Hot Wheels cars, and then the other half, you know, and then the other table, and then, you know, all of a sudden, my class knew that I apparently played with Hot Wheels cars, and that hurt. So I went home, I packed up all my Hot Wheels cars, I put them away, and I said, you know what? No more. No more Ninja Turtles, no more Hot Wheels cars. Like, I'm done. And I let these punks, these chumps, ruin my fun. And I secretly started collecting Hot Wheels cars here and there in secrecy. Like, you know, I'd buy a couple cars here, I'd buy a couple cars there, I'd go and look. But I always had that instant of being in the lunchroom and being made fun of, and the Ninja Turtles lunchbox. And let me tell you something. Don't let anybody, I don't care who it is, don't let anybody ruin your fun. No matter what it is. If you collect stamps, collect all the stamps you want. If you collect, I don't know, baseballs, collect baseballs. You collect paintball guns, collect paintball guns. Coins, whatever you collect, don't let anybody take it away from you. And why I'm saying this, because there's a Facebook post that kind of upset me. It didn't make me angry. I love this hobby. And I love it for very many reasons. I have met some really great people in this hobby. I have had a blast going out to the swap meets and being with like-minded people and making contacts and getting... My wife collects cars, so her and I collect together. And that's something that her and I can do. And this hobby has given me more things to be grateful for than it has ever given me to be shamed for, or I can't enjoy it, or whatever. You know, don't let anybody ruin your fun. It's your fun. You have one life to live. Live it, dude. That's why I say, you know, collect what you like. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong, man. So do it right and have the time of your life. I don't care. Make fun of me for buying Hot Wheels cars. Make fun of me for everything, dude. I don't really care anymore. You know, at the end of the day, it's what I like. It's what I have fun with. And I think everyone should have fun doing anything that they like. You know, I'm not a person to judge anybody. You know, and don't let scalpers or hoarders or, you know, these other punks, you know, psych you out on Facebook and Instagram and, you know, YouTube. Don't let me psych you out at all. And don't let anybody, like, who cares? Let the scalpers take all the good stuff, all right? You're gonna get it eventually. And I play the long game. Like, let me show you something. All of this, all of my Vipers was not by osmosis. You know, especially that one. See that one right there? You know, these were not by osmosis, okay? You know, some of them were given to me by friends. Some of them I had to find. Some of them I hoarded, okay? You know, I'm not considered a scalper. Those aren't for sale. You know, look how old some of the 5-packs are. You know, all of these cars didn't come to me by osmosis. You know, I went out, I hunted, I searched for them. I searched high and low. You know, it's what I collect. It's what I like. It's what keeps the hunt alive for me. And I'm not saying this against anybody, because I want everyone to have fun, you know? And it's just, I can relate. I understand it. Let's talk about the scalping. Let's talk about the hoarding. Let's talk about how I can't find anything good. You know, I never find anything good. Okay? Those two haulers right there, I said in one video I was going to step on this thing. You know, I mean, Seriously, it's cool, all right? It is. It wasn't, I was lucky to find one. You know, I really wanted the Zymac truck set just because it had that Nissan hardbody pickup truck. And yeah, there's going to be scalpers, there's going to be hoarders out there, there's going to be people that have no friggin' life. And that's all they do. And that's day in, day out. That's all they do. They go from one store to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. That's it. They have no other enjoyment in their life, and they have no connection to these cars. That's why, like, I don't fund scalpers. If I see anybody scalping, you've just lost my business. And yes, you probably got something I'm looking for, but I'm not going to buy it from you at all. I'll go talk to my friends before I ever deal with a scalper. And I'll put my name on that. I will die on that hill. Do not let a scalper or hoarder or anybody ruin your fun. Don't even let them like psych you out with their pictures. Let the babies have their bottles, man. You know, at the end of the day, scalpers are going to scalp. People are going to do what people are going to do. That's why I switch it up. And let me show you something. So you see my Vipers, right? Well, what else do I got up here? I got some Marvels. And I've got some Jurassic Parks, some Superman and Batman. I got my dairy delivery collection. I've got my Bigfoot monster trucks. I've got some of my movie cars down here. My wife has her collection right here, and hers is still growing. Look at this. I've got my movie cars all up here too. Other than that, what else do I have up here? I have a plethora of different castings that I think are cool. You know, look at that. I got some M2s back there. I've got even more, just a mixture of everything. You know, I really don't have one car that I just collect besides my Vipers. You know, I got Humvees up here, dude. What else do I got? I got a bunch of 5-packs. Well, I'd show you what's inside there, but look at this. I've got some majorettes. I've got my monster trucks. You know, let me show you this. Another wall of Viper right here. And in here, you know, my friend Tim, I bought that from my buddy Tim. I bought that Zymac set from my friend Jeff. I've got a case right here of green lights. I've got the Fast and Furious cars that I thought were cool. I bought these from Jeff's shop, Retro Rewind. I got this at a flea market. That was from my friend Jamie. My mother bought me those. You know, I found that at Big Lots. I found this. I found that at a antique store. Jeff's shop. I found that on eBay. You know, I customized these, you know, those cars down there. I found these just through eBay or others. I got a whole bunch of stuff inside there. I got a Danbury Mint model. Yeah, I've got some cars hanging up here. You know, what I'm trying to get to is that I have a little bit of everything. And that's what makes this hobby fun for me. Switch it up. Oops. I switch up the hobby to keep it fun, to keep it light, to keep it interesting. Sometimes, like right now, I'm going through a dry spell. I don't know what I want to collect. I don't know what I'm looking for. I feel bored, and I need to switch it up. You know, speaking of Mutant Ninja Turtles, I mean, this was pretty cool. You know? Think about that. You're going to let somebody out in the world ruin your fun, take it away from you. And I get it, dude. I get it. I hear you. I hear everything. Everyone's complained about scalping. Everyone's complained about hoarding. The stores, I can't find anything. You're not alone. The people that do this as if it was their second job. They have no life to go except to go from one store to the next, to the next, to the next. That's a dismal experience, and I don't like going in Walmart. You know, I just don't like Walmart. But I can tell you all the good things that this hobby has given me and why I love it so much. And I can tell you till I'm blue in the face that this is the best hobby I've ever had. You know, dude, I shoot guns. Okay, what does that say? That's 44 Magnum. Do you know how expensive 44 Magnum is? It's an expensive round. For 50 rounds, I think you're paying close to like $60, if that. Maybe even more. When I can go to the store, buy one of these for less than less than $2. Well, that one's like $6, but you know what I'm saying. I can buy 50 of these cars for just about $50. And that's what makes this hobby affordable, but also expensive. And just switch it up, man. Ignore the scalpers, ignore the people that have all the cool stuff, and don't look at my collection and be like, I want a collection like that. You will get a collection like mine. Trust me, it'll happen. But don't let anybody take it away from you. Don't let the bullies, don't let the scalpers and the hoarders psych you out or discourage you. I'm discouraged sometimes in my collecting, but then I find something I like, and I'll spend time with my wife. We'll both go hunting together, and she makes it that much more enjoyable. I'll talk to other collectors that I made friends with, and then I feel better. I'm in this hobby for not just me. I'm in it for other people too. And not just like, I don't look at people as cash cows. Yeah, I do a little bit of selling here and there. I make a little bit of money, so be it. But, what a lot of people don't understand either is that the money that I do make collecting these cars and selling them, those help towards the bills. I have expenses. I have got a lot of, I'm not going to talk about my expenses, but, the money that I do make selling these cars, it does help. It helps us. It enriches my wife and I, but more often than not, it pays for the bills, or at the very least, it pays for dinner. I take my wife out on a date. I love my wife and I love hanging out with her. And when she embraces my hobby, I embrace hers, and we both have fun together. That's what these cars are all about, is fun. That's why I keep telling people, and I'm going to keep telling people, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. So do it right and have the time of your life. Scalpers are going to scalp. They're in every hobby. And it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. I'm totally agree with you. Does not make it right. But you don't have to endorse the scalpers. Ooh, I don't like that. No. We don't tow. We don't tow the Dodge Viper. No, we tow the Chevy Suburban. I was such a child. Oh, check it out, dude. It actually does that. That's so cool. It's all about fun. It is. Keep it fun, keep it light, and sometimes we all get in these moods. For anyone that's angry about the scalping, that's not finding anything, that's angry that everyone's got all the cool stuff and they don't let people psych you out. Okay, I talked to my buddy. I said, how is it that this person has 8 super treasure hunts and I haven't found one? In the 20 years I've been collecting, I have never found a super treasure. My wife found super treasure hunt, and she's not diehard like me. And what my buddy told me was, don't let people fool you on the internet. They probably didn't find them in the wild. They could be edited. They could be customized to look like super treasure hunts, and maybe they just want the attention, and he hasn't found super treasure hunts. Super treasure hunts are extremely rare. Like, don't underestimate that. They're really hard to find. But what about the people that find 4 of them in one day? Do you know how many miles they drove? Do you know how many stores they hit? Do you know how many cases they went through? Like, brother, they've spent more money in time looking for those 4 cars in one day. Do not let anybody fool you. Just don't. Don't let anyone discourage you either. Don't let someone take away your fun. Don't. And it hurts me, because I want everyone to have fun. I want you to have fun. I want me to have fun. Let's all have fun. That's it. It's simple as that. If you ever feel like you're getting stale, you feel like you just want to quit, sell everything, try collecting another car. Try going after something else, instead of like the usual. And stay away from trends. And I'm saying this, stay away from trends. because trends die out, they cool off, they get unpopular, and they're not worth it. They're not worth the stress, they're not worth the hassle. This is going on 20 minutes. I was really hoping for a short video. Sorry for the rant. So that being said, don't get discouraged. Stay in it, big guy. You got this. We got this. We're all good. Don't let anyone ruin your fun. And don't forget about that kid in his Ninja Turtles lunchbox. Don't forget about that 13-year-old that got made fun of by the entire class because he liked playing with Hot Wheels cars. Don't let anyone discourage your fun. Don't let anyone take it away from you. You know? So that being said, collect what you like. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong, man. So do it right. Have the time of your life. I really mean it. Everyone have a nice day. Everyone have fun. The scalpers are a scorn of this hobby. Don't fund them. Don't feed the trolls. I'll catch you on the flip side. Later.